If you're listening to this, there's a part of you that's yearning for something deeper this season. Something quieter, something softer, something more meaningful than just festive routines and social expectations. Maybe you're feeling a subtle ache beneath the surface. Maybe nostalgia is tugging at your heart. Maybe you're moving through December with a smile on your face, yet a heaviness you can't quite explain. Or maybe the world around you feels bright and loud, while something inside you feels tender and delicate. Whatever brought you here, I want to start with this. You are not alone. And nothing you're feeling is wrong. The holidays awaken emotional truths we often keep buried during the rest of the year. Truths about belonging, safety, longing, love, and the parts of us that still need softness. This episode is your invitation to pause, to breathe, and to enter the gentle space within you that Christmas naturally reopens. Because Christmas, beneath the decorations, traditions, and noise, is not just a season. It is a mirror, a moment of remembrance, a doorway to inner peace, if you are willing to walk through it. Why Christmas evokes feelings we don't expect. Every December, something stirs inside us. Tiny things, a song, a scent, a memory, can awaken an entire emotional landscape. Christmas is full of sensory cues linked to childhood. The glow of lights, the softness of winter air, warm drinks, familiar melodies, the feeling of slowing down, the longing for connection. These triggers speak directly to the deepest part of us, the inner child who once experienced Christmas with wonder, hope, expectation, and vulnerability. And this is why the season can bring both joy and pain. Because our childhood emotional world is stored in our bodies, not our minds. So when the world around us turns nostalgic, our nervous system responds. Old wounds resurface. Old hopes flicker. Old memories return. This doesn't mean you're fragile. It means you're human. Christmas is an emotional homecoming. Christmas offers us something we rarely get during the year. A moment where time slows down enough for your heart to remember what it truly needs. Sometimes that remembering feels warm. Other times it feels overwhelming. But either way, it holds a gift, the gift of understanding. And that's what this episode is about. Not fixing yourself. Not forcing positivity. Not pretending everything is merry and bright. But understanding why you feel deeply. Why you long for connection. Why you become reflective. Why old emotions return. Why your heart wants gentleness right now. Understanding is where inner peace begins. Because inner peace doesn't come from ignoring your emotions. It comes from listening to them. Why understanding yourself is the greatest gift you can receive. Most of us try to manage our emotions. We push through. We stay busy. We hold it together. We distract ourselves. We tell ourselves, I'm fine. But peace, real peace, is not found in trying to feel less. It's found in understanding why you feel it all. Understanding brings compassion. Compassion brings safety. And safety brings peace. Christmas, with all its emotional intensity, is actually the perfect moment to understand yourself more deeply than ever before. Because your emotions right now are not random. They are messages. Messages from the younger you. Messages from the tired you. Messages from the hopeful you. Messages from the version of yourself that remembers what it felt like to want something real. In this 3-part audio journey, we're going to walk together into that understanding. Crescent Moon, what you will experience in this episode. This episode is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, this one, is the invitation. It opens the door and helps you understand why Christmas awakens your emotions and how that awakening can lead to inner peace. Part 2 will guide you inward, into the soft, truthful space within you that holds your deepest needs, your forgotten emotions, and the younger version of you who still longs to be understood. In this part, we'll explore the wisdom beneath your holiday emotions, the truth behind your holiday loneliness, the reasons you feel tender or overwhelmed, how to listen to yourself without fear. Part 3 will show you how to carry this understanding into the new year. So peace becomes not a seasonal feeling, but a learned way of living. You'll discover how to nurture yourself with emotional safety, how to respond to overwhelm with compassion, how to soothe your inner child, how to create peace on ordinary days, how to keep this newfound clarity beyond December. By the end of this episode, my hope is that you feel not lighter, but held, not distracted, but connected, not perfect, but at peace. A moment to breathe before we continue. Before we close part 1, I want you to take just one breath. A real one. And gently out. Let this breath say, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm ready to understand myself. Because understanding yourself is not selfish. It is sacred. And understanding yourself is the first true step toward inner peace. Whenever you're ready, we'll continue to part 2. The truth inside you. Listening to the emotions Christmas awakens. Welcome to part 2. Take a slow breath before you settle into this next part of the journey. Let the breath enter gently and leave gently. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw loosen. Let your heart open just a little more. This part is the heart of the episode. This is where we turn inward, away from the noise of the world, away from expectations, away from the masks you've learned to wear. This is where you finally listen to yourself. Because everything Christmas awakens inside you has meaning. Your emotions are not random, dramatic, or inconvenient. They are messages from a deeper truth. And today, we're going to listen. The holiday feelings you hide have a story. Most people assume that Christmas is supposed to feel joyful and bright. But the truth is more complex. Christmas brings up the entire emotional spectrum. Not because you're unstable or too sensitive, but because the holidays touch the most tender parts of your history. The memories. The hopes. The disappointments. The moments you felt alone in a crowded room. The years when everything looked fine on the outside but felt hollow on the inside. The years when you didn't get what you needed emotionally. The years you pretended. This season carries all of it. Your inner world becomes louder because your childhood world becomes closer. And your inner child, the younger version of you, awakens to remind you that these emotions were never fully seen or understood. This is not a regression. It is an invitation. Understanding the origin of holiday emotions. Every emotion you feel during the holiday season is connected to something deeper. The loneliness you feel, even when surrounded by people. The tenderness that rises when you see lights or hear an old song. The exhaustion that returns even if you've done nothing stressful. The longing for connection you can't quite name. The sadness that sits quietly beneath the surface. The yearning for slow moments and peace. These emotions come from the same place. Your inner child. Not a childish part of you, but the emotional blueprint you formed long before you had words to describe your needs. This child still lives inside you, shaping your reactions, your expectations, and your pain. When Christmas comes, it reminds the inner child of how much they needed comfort, how much they hoped to be seen, how deeply they felt, how magical the world seemed before fear entered, how confusing it was when love felt inconsistent, how much they wanted safety, belonging, and softness. And so every December, your adult heart feels the whisper of the child still waiting to be understood. The emotion beneath your emotions. There is always a deeper layer beneath what you're feeling right now. Loneliness may actually be unexpressed longing. Sadness may be unmet needs speaking at last. Holiday stress may be the body remembering the pressure to perform. Emotional exhaustion may be the weight of years spent being strong. Nostalgia may be the inner child remembering joy you never got to keep. Understanding this doesn't erase the feeling, but it releases the shame around it. Many people judge themselves for feeling too much during the holidays. They say things like, "What's wrong with me? I should be grateful. Why does this season feel so heavy? I don't know why I'm emotional." But nothing is wrong with you. Your emotions are simply knocking on your door, asking to be acknowledged. They don't want to ruin your holiday. They want to heal you. A gentle process of listening to yourself. Let's walk through a gentle inner process you can use anytime a holiday emotion rises. Pause. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the breath move in and out. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Who inside me is feeling this way? What memory or need is surfacing right now? Then listen without judgment. If loneliness arises, ask, what part of me is longing to be held? If sadness arises, ask, what memory is asking to be understood? If overwhelm arises, ask, what part of me feels unprotected? If nostalgia arises, ask, what wonder did I lose that I miss? The moment you turn inward with curiosity instead of criticism, your emotional body softens. You begin to understand yourself instead of fighting yourself. And understanding is peace. Meeting the younger you behind the feelings. Every strong emotion during Christmas has a younger source. The loneliness is the child who felt unseen. The overwhelm is the child who had to be strong for too long. The ache is the child who hoped for gentleness but received pressure or distance. The tenderness is the child who once believed in magic. The tightness is the child who held fear in their small body. The longing is the child who wanted connection they didn't receive. If you close your eyes for a moment, you might even sense this child. Not in a dramatic way, but as a feeling, a small quiet presence inside your chest or stomach. This younger version of you doesn't need you to fix anything. They don't even need you to understand everything perfectly. They just need your attention, your kindness, your willingness to listen, your presence. The same way a child calms when an adult finally sits beside them and says, "I'm here now." This is what creates peace inside you. Not forcing yourself into holiday cheer. Not pretending nothing hurts. Not suppressing your feelings. Peace comes from turning toward the part of you that hurts and saying, "I see you. You matter." Allowing Christmas to become a teacher, not a trigger. What if the holidays were not something you had to survive emotionally, but something that could gently guide you toward deeper understanding? Christmas can teach you where you're still longing, where you're still hurting, where you're still waiting, where you're still carrying emotional burdens alone, where you need softness, where you need support, where you need rest, where you need reassurance. The season is not here to break you. It is here to reveal you, to show you the places inside yourself that are asking for gentleness, compassion, and care. Understanding these places doesn't make you weak. It makes you whole. This is where inner peace begins. Inner peace is not about removing your emotions. It's about understanding them. It's not about becoming unshakable. It's about becoming emotionally safe for yourself. It's not about finding silence around you. It's about creating silence within you. And that begins by accepting what Christmas brings to the surface. Your inner child is awake right now. Your emotions are louder because they want to be heard. Your heart is tender because it is remembering something true. You are closer to inner peace than you think. When you understand yourself, you stop fighting yourself. When you stop fighting yourself, you begin to soften. And when you soften, peace finds room to enter. Whenever you're ready, we'll continue to part 3, where you'll learn how to carry this understanding into the new year and create a lasting sense of inner peace. Part 3. Carrying understanding into the new year. How to create inner peace that lasts. Take a slow breath before we begin this final part. Inhale gently. And release gently. Notice that there is more space inside you now than when you first started this episode. Not because anything outside you changed, but because you have been listening to yourself. That, in itself, is healing. In this final part, we're going to explore the most important question of all. Now that Christmas has opened a door inside you, now that old feelings, truths, memories, and needs have risen to the surface, how do you carry this understanding into the new year? How do you turn seasonal tenderness into everyday inner peace? This is the part where everything comes together. Understanding is the beginning of peace. You've spent time recognizing your holiday emotions. You've understood the roots beneath them. You've listened to the younger parts of you who needed attention, validation, and care. But understanding alone is not enough. Understanding must become practice. Inner peace is not an event. It's a relationship with yourself. A relationship built on gentleness, honesty, slowness, compassion, awareness, safety, presence. Most of us grew up believing we had to be strong to find peace. But the truth is softer and simpler. You find peace when you return to the parts of yourself you abandoned along the way. Christmas reopens this door every year. But you don't have to wait for December to walk through it. Carrying holiday awareness into everyday life. Let's explore how you bring this emotional clarity into the new year. 1. Keep listening to your emotions. Your emotions are not interruptions. They are information. When sadness appears, ask, what needs soothing right now? When loneliness rises, ask, what part of me is longing to be held? When overwhelm comes, ask, what feels unsafe inside me? Every emotion is a messenger. Understanding gives the messenger a voice. And when your emotions feel heard, they soften. Naturally. 2. Slow down enough to feel. Peace cannot exist where there is constant rushing. Rushing is the nervous system saying, "I don't feel safe." The holidays slow us down. Warm lights, slower evenings, gentler weather. And in that slowness, our truth surfaces. But you can create slowness anytime. 5 minutes in the morning. A quiet walk in the evening. A moment to breathe before responding. A pause to check in with yourself before you say, yes. Slowness is not laziness. It is nervous system safety. 3. Give your inner child what they didn't receive. Your inner child isn't a metaphor. They are the emotional blueprint shaped by your earliest experiences. They are the one who felt deeply, longed quietly, hoped intensely, feared silently, carried too much, and understood too little. To carry peace forward, you must begin nurturing this part of yourself. You don't need dramatic rituals. You don't need to revisit every memory. You don't need to fix the past. You only need to offer the tenderness you once needed. Things like rest when you're tired, warm meals, comforting music, gentle words to yourself, boundaries that protect your energy, saying no without guilt, creating environments where you feel safe. This is what reparenting looks like in real life. Quiet, consistent care. 4. Stop abandoning yourself emotionally. Self-abandonment is the root of much adult suffering. It looks like saying yes when your body says no, staying in conversations that hurt you, hiding your emotions to keep peace, pretending you're okay when you're not, pushing through discomfort instead of pausing, ignoring your intuition. To create peace, you must make a promise. I will not leave myself behind again. Not when things get hard. Not when you feel overwhelmed. Not when you're afraid of disappointing someone. Not when old wounds surface. Keep yourself company. Stay close to yourself. Stand on your own side. That is how peace becomes a way of life. Letting Christmas teach you how to live. Christmas is not just a season of lights. It is a season of emotional truth. Your heart opens. Your memories rise. Your longing becomes visible. Your inner child becomes louder. Your need for connection becomes undeniable. Instead of pushing these feelings away, let them guide you. Let Christmas teach you. Where you need more gentleness. Where you need more rest. Where you still need healing. Where your boundaries are too thin. Where your heart is tender. Where your soul is tired. Where you desire deeper connection. Where your childhood pain still speaks. Where your inner child still waits. Where you need warmth. Where you need understanding. This clarity is not meant to stay in December. It's meant to follow you into January. And all the months that come after. Let this season be the beginning of a year lived with softness instead of strain. With presence instead of pressure. With truth instead of performance. That is true inner peace. A Christmas promise to carry forward. Before we move to the outro, I want you to make a small promise to yourself. Not a resolution. Not a goal. Not a demand. A promise. A whisper inside your heart. I will try to understand myself. I will honor what I feel. I will listen when my inner child speaks. I will slow down when I need to. I will offer myself softness. I will not ignore the truth that rises within me. This is how you create peace. One gentle promise at a time. If this episode has touched something inside you, if you feel seen or soothed or understood in a way you didn't expect, I created something to support you more deeply through this season. Download your free mini ebook, Coming Home for the Holidays, A Gentle Inner Child Awakening. This free guide will help you understand your holiday emotions, connect with your inner child, soothe your nervous system, practice gentle self-care, create emotional safety, and bring peace into your daily life. It's my gift to you, to hold you through the tender parts of the season, and to support your journey toward inner peace. Download it using the link in the description. And if you want a deeper, transformative experience, the full holiday book is waiting for you. Unwrapping Myself, a holiday journey of coming home to wonder and the inner child. This book expands everything you heard today, and offers a warm, healing path back to yourself. If this episode brought you comfort, clarity, or even one moment of peace, I gently ask you to support the channel. Subscribe for more healing audio. Like the episode so it can reach someone who needs it. Share it with a friend who feels tender this season. Your engagement helps this message find more hearts. Hearts just like yours. That are longing for understanding, safety, and inner peace. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for letting yourself be seen. Perhaps for the first time in a long time. Whenever you're ready, I'll meet you in the next episode.